Hey there, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Thanksgiving Eve. And we're here at work for you. I'm Joel Dean, the place to be on CBS 21 on YouTube, giving you this newfangled way of learning the news from us. We're glad you're with us. We got a lot of interesting stories. Let's go over them here. We're going to have a pastor that's been accused, and it's very interesting as we're learning more about potential human trafficking and even prostitution ring. Arson revenge. This is a rough story, and they're still looking for the people involved in this. We're talking turkey, and we're talking wet turkey because of what it's going to be like on your turkey day tomorrow, even if you have a turkey trot or something else to do. And space food. If you were an astronaut, do you still get to celebrate with some food? You do if you do it in the right way. And we're going to talk about that with meteorologist Ed Russo. But let's get to our top story. We've been talking about this for a little while. Earlier this week, allegations of human trafficking and also prostitution in Carlisle. That is the owner of the massage parlor in question in Carlisle, facing charges. Now, these are some of the other people that have been mentioned and accused of being involved in this. Customers allegedly paying for sexual services. And that first person you saw running Lee's Asian Spa, 300 East High Street in Carlisle, spa officially called New Asian Spa. This was a task force that got together to try to work on human trafficking in our area. They say that a couple of the people that work there were forced into this, so they're being called victims in this scenario. But now we get into some of these names, and that's where it gets interesting, including a pastor in our area. Our TJ Anthony caught up to him today right after he had one of his first chances of speaking about this in court. Here's what that interaction went like.
Mr. Melton, are the allegations true that you paid prostitutes for sex? Is there anything that you want to tell the public in regards to the allegations?
That's a pastor from Newville, mentioned here not once or twice, but many times, accused of going into these places and looking for much more than a massage. Let's bring TJ Anthony in right now. You had a chance to get into this today to learn more about it, in particular, what's going on with this pastor. Fill us in.
Hey, Joel D. Yeah, I mean, these are allegations that, you don't hear about every day, especially one from a pastor. So I did speak with him also before the preliminary hearing. And in that phone call, he didn't really talk about much. He did mention that, he was looking for a lawyer during the preliminary hearing. He did tell the judge that he found a lawyer, so he didn't need a public defender or anything. And the judge gave him a $10,000 unsecured bail. Now, I went to the location of where this all allegedly happened. There it is, GL Massage Therapy right there. And it's kind of back behind a couple of buildings. It's a little secluded. You wouldn't expect really for a business to be there. And in this affidavit, I've read through all of it, all the pages and everything, and it is very detailed. It talks about a lot here. It would allege that Milton was seen removing his wedding ring and placed it in his pocket while going down there. It also talked about a saran wrap that was used as well. It talked about that would be used to cover customers' private parts during sexual acts. So this affidavit is very graphic. What's interesting, though, it also has a mention about Melton admitting to receiving a range of sexual acts from workers at that massage business. And it also says that Melton admitted these sexual acts took place many times. He didn't provide an exact number, but in this affidavit, it did mention an exact number. And it says that Melton was found to have been a customer of GL Massage at least 68 times.
Yeah. So it's not just, a one-off. It seems like these people were able to do this over a certain time span. And then eventually when the task force catches up with them, we start to get this group of people involved here. Any indication that there could be more people in your reporting that you heard from?
No, I didn't hear about any of that. I didn't get a chance to speak with the district attorney about it or the investigators. I know our investigative reporter, Shu Yi, was looking into more of that. And she actually said she wasn't surprised that more people were charged in this. She said that in the meeting that took place this morning. So I thought that was
the other thing. I know you did get a chance to talk to some people in that area, though. It's got to be crazy when you hear about a pastor being possibly connected to all this.
Yeah. And that was the reaction from a lot of those people in Newville. A lot of them were just shocked. They couldn't believe it. That church is in a lot of their backyards, too. And so they're interested to see what will happen to that church. Will it impact the congregation? Will less people stop going to that church? So a lot of people do have questions about this. And yeah, they do want to hear from the pastor as well.
I know we do, and you tried to talk to him, and he wasn't up for speaking today. What's next with all this? What are you going to be looking into?
I'm going to be looking into, the convictions. I'm going to be following the case, seeing, what these people are actually convicted of. Will there be possibly some plea deals taken here as well? Could we be learning about other people that do come forward? I mean, also, the victims in this case too. The people that are saying that they were, sex trafficked. Where are they now? How are they doing? So I'm just going to be covering all angles of this.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's going to be a lot left with this one. And when you hear about this happening in a place so close to you, you kind of think, how can this be going on for so long? But it sounds like with that many people potentially involved, word got around. And when word gets around, eventually it's going to get back to the police. And it sounds like that's what happened this time. Thanks for your report on this, TJ. We'll keep track of what you get next.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that was Pastor Accused on the storyline as we're keeping going here. Arson revenge. I want to get this story going with you right now. Northern York County, police still looking for a couple of people possibly involved in this. They said that they shot at a house and also set it on fire. There's our version of it on the web right now if you want to check it out. They say Nicholas Bertner and Jacob Adams shot at the house. This was October 4th while someone was inside. So that person apparently was house sitting for the homeowners who weren't there. Woke up, the dog making noise. First floor of the home is on fire. It's going up in flames. So the person was able to get out. The dog wasn't harmed either. Police later found out that one of the homeowners, once again, this is a house sitting situation, right? Well, one of the homeowners apparently was dating someone that one of the suspects was dating. Let me say that again. The homeowners ended a relationship with someone that one of the suspects is dating, and that they set the house on fire in, quote, a twisted sense of justice. So that's what police are telling us right now. Both men are facing charges of arson, aggravated assault, and criminal attempted homicide. The reason for that is if someone's in this home and it goes up in flames, a person dies, that is homicide. So attempted homicide is part of the thing here. Twisted sense of justice. That's a line you don't hear all the time, especially when it comes to this situation. So hopefully they can find these folks. Once again, that is Northern York County for that scenario. All right, that one's done. Let's get to the next one here. We're going to lighten the mood a little bit. We were checking the traffic earlier today. It wasn't too bad. I think a lot of people just got out of town earlier. Let's bring in Meteorologist Ed Russo. I say turkey soaked. We're going to have some.
You said lighten the mood, so we have a very wet Thanksgiving on the way.
Wet turkey. That's what you're talking about. How wet are we talking tomorrow?
So we're talking, most of the rain actually looks like it's going to happen overnight. It'll linger through the morning, but I think afternoon, much of it, we're looking dry, will turn windier. So it could be worse for the turkey trots in the morning, which I know you're a part of in Millersville, Joel D. It's looking very soggy.
I got to call you before I commit to this stuff. This was Sunday. They suckered me in the last day to get
you had
discount,
3 people you could have reached out to. 3.
I know. But I wanted to get the discount. It was the last day to get the discount and get the T-shirt, which is what a lot of us do this for. It's for charity as well. Don't get me wrong, and we like to run and feel like we're doing something healthy before we stuff our faces all day long.
Yeah.
But I should have checked in because it's going to be bad. But you gave me a little bit glimmer of hope. If it's going to rain hard and then it's going to rain light, what are we looking at around 9 a.m. for some of these?
Yeah, so I think you'll be right on the line there. But East Lancaster County is probably still looking at some heavy rain close to that point. But in general, the trend is going to be for the rain to lighten up through noontime before it finally ends.
Yeah.
So,
what about if we're traveling north to see some of our loved ones in upstate New York?
Yeah, certainly north of 80, we're going to see that snow mix in overnight along US 6 in northern Pennsylvania. Very, very one of the most scenic roads in the state. Cuts right across the very northern part of Pennsylvania. That looks to be mostly snow with this. So they're looking at several inches of accumulation up that way. So if your plans take you up to Tioga, Susquehanna, Bradford counties, those spots, it could be a slick drive early tomorrow morning and through tomorrow afternoon. And you can see for us on our website 7-day forecast, which you can go to cbs21.com/weather. 30s for highs next week. So we haven't seen that yet this season. So
I don't want to think about that yet. I got some decorating to do right after the Thanksgiving's over. So I guess if it stops raining, I can do that before it starts freezing. So
yeah, I knew it was going to be cold this week, so I did all of that when it was still pretty mild, and I kept that to myself.
Brag much? Well done. All right. All right, let's get into our last one here, which is space food. I know you're big into astronauts and what they're up to. Let's listen to what they're up to.
The International Space Station.
They said, Happy Thanksgiving from the International Space Station. What do they have flying around there? Those are all their packets of good stuff. We heard they have the stuffing. They have the irradiated, I think, is that what it's called? Irradiated turkey? Irradiated.
It's a very, I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Well, anyway, a lot of it's freeze-dried.
Dehydrated, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it is freeze-dried. We know that because you have to. Tell me more about the details. I know you know this stuff.
Yeah, so you have to dehydrate the food. So this is one of the rare instances where a dry turkey is okay. It's acceptable.
Yes.
And, the beverages they take up there, they actually have to have in powdered form, and then they add water to it, but it's inside of a container, because otherwise, if it was outside, the liquid would just be floating away. So they have to keep everything in these containers and obviously freeze dry it for those reasons. But they have some delicacies. I mean, they have shrimp cocktail, they have lobster Newburg. I mean, they're thinking, they have all the really delicate foods up there. It's just a little bit drier than what we're experiencing.
So if I cook my stuff wrong, I could say, hey,
I was planning on I was going to space. That was a plan. Turkey's dry because I had plans to go to space.
All right, we're almost out of time here. Tell me your favorite Thanksgiving food or beverage.
Well, you asked me that already, and I said stuffing, but eggnog, doctored up a little bit, sprinkle in a little nutmeg on the top.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm down with that as well, especially because no one else in the house likes it, so it's all mine.
I know very few people my age that
you're an old soul, though. You're also, you got old taste buds too.
I guess so, but I mean, it tastes great. I don't see why more people don't like it.
Yeah,
it depends on what you get, though. I mean, certain brands don't taste good, but there's a few out there that are really good.
All right. Well, hey, have yourself a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, you should like and subscribe and set up those notifications. So when this happens, boom, on your phone, you know what's happening, and you can get our little fun rundown here. You can hear us talk about those things, but also the news of the day, which is important to get all in a different way here on YouTube. We appreciate you. We're thankful for you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your holiday week. We'll see you.